Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ailish.
And I'm Jay.
And
it's been a while. Well, it's been a while since I've been on actually actively vlogging.
I've done nothing though.
Have you not?
I've done nothing.
It's been a while since we've been actively vlogging.
So basically, I have already tried to sit down and film this video, but it was literally like watching paint dry. Like, you would not have enjoyed watching it. It was dead. But really have wanted to for ages film a video on like life hacks for Dubai, or like things you need to know moving to Dubai.
Also
like,
giving you a bit of a heads up as well.
Yeah,
just so you know what to expect.
Giving you, like, letting you know the mistakes we made so that you don't have to make the same mistakes, so that you don't, like, because you can feel like a bit of an idiot sometimes moving to a new country and getting things wrong. So
but I'd say this is, like, disclaimer, it's very easy to adapt. We're really lucky in that it's one of these countries that, although it's really far removed from any, you know, first language English country, everyone speaks English. You know, 95% of people speak English. That's the business language here. And yeah, it was apart from the weather, it's really westernized, not very different. Okay, so the first thing we'll cap off driving. So the first thing, we'll start off about driving. Everything's an automatic.
Automatic.
So if you're coming from the UK and you're like, oh, automatics, please don't be. They are, it's actually so nice. I'm going to get a manual again in my life. Going back to the UK and getting an automatic, it takes about 5 minutes to get used to it.
Yeah, because your brain's like, this is confusing, but you literally only use, what foot do you use?
It's your right foot. It's the accelerator and the brake. It's a big go-kart. It's a big go-kart. Be grateful for that. Because you don't need to be concentrating on the gears, you need to be concentrating on the road. And
you are on the other side of the road, so from the UK you're driving on the other side of the road. Again, that probably took about 3 weeks to be confident,
to get used to it,
because you just have to, all of your automatic like sensors, like, you are doing everything on the other side of the car.
So the steering wheel's on the left hand side, you drive on the right hand side of the road.
So in terms of actually driving in directions, it's really easy. The signs are very confusing. I'll put some up on the screen now. At first it makes no sense, but it's actually incredibly simple. The signs will typically say north, south, east or west. North is towards Sharjah, the top of Dubai. South is towards Abu Dhabi, south of Dubai. Anything that is east is inland towards the desert. Anything that is west is to the coast towards Jumeirah. Okay, so if you are going somewhere and you know it's next to the coast, take the road that says west.
Yeah,
that's towards inside. If you're going towards the coast,
never eat shredded wheat.
East is inside, I've just said.
Sorry. So the fourth thing to bear in mind is that driving here is a little bit chaotic. People undertake, they overtake, they will, you know, slam on their brakes.
And people, if there is, so everyone drives really fast. It's just, there's very rarely any traffic unless it's peak time of day. And if the traffic is coming to a sudden stop, people put the hazards on. So if you say people with the hazards, put your brake on, and you put your hazards on, so the people behind you know it's an excellent system. But if you can see, like, if there's been a crash or if there is traffic and it's on a fast road, if people's hazards are going, put yours on and then let the people, it's really,
so, like, same as it would be anywhere else, but it happens every day here. And
but I didn't know that until I moved here. I didn't know that was even a thing.
That's always been a thing.
Well, I didn't know. Okay, so
and the other thing is, because there's such big roads,
7 lane or more, right?
Well, 6 lanes or more on the bigger roads, you just have to go for it, change lane as safely as you can, but you got to be prepared that sometimes you're gonna have to change across 6 lanes within like 500 meters. Speed
limit. So the speed limit in Dubai is whatever the speed says on the sign plus 20 kilometers. So on the A11, which is just over there, the speed limit is 100 kilometers an hour. That's
through central Dubai.
60 miles an hour ish. And you can go up to 120 kilometers per hour
before you get flashed.
And then there's loads of the speed cameras everywhere. Like, if you're on your phone, the speed cameras could get you, like, if you're obvious, and they'll catch you for anything.
If you're not pulling over to let someone overtake, they'll get you.
And if you are straddling the lines, if you're straddling the lanes, the cameras will get you for anything. So I've had a speeding fine. You've had Did you?
No,
But
I got a random parking fine that wasn't
I basically
real.
got a speeding fine because I didn't realise the difference in speed from one road to the other. So I think it went from like 80 to 60, but I was going over 80 still. I don't think I was going very fast, but because it was over 20. So the way that you would pay for parking is to text 7575 on your phone. Make sure you've got credit on your SIM card. It costs 2 dirham per hour, which is 50 pence.
2 to 4 depending on the zone you're in.
And I will put up on the screen like an example text, because this really confused me when we first moved here. I didn't know how to do it. It made no sense and I kept doing it wrong. And yes, pay for your parking, otherwise you will get a 150 dirham fine, which is 30 pounds.
Yeah, 30 pounds. They very rarely there'll be like a paper ticket place, but pretty much everyone just texts. It's way easier. So I think that's fines all covered.
So the last thing that we will cover in this section is cars, like renting, how to get a car in Dubai.
Yeah, so vehicle ownership. I'll tell you, probably 30-40% of people drive a rented car here. You know, cheap ones range from 1,000 dirham upwards to, you know, you can get the supercar rentals for like
the one that
5,000.
The one that I rent is 1,200 dirham a month. That is a Nissan Micra. It's one of the cheapest you can get.
Yeah, and then mine's like 1,750 a month in dirham, which is like a slightly nicer car.
You can use your passport to rent. So if you move over here before you have your Emirates ID, you can rent. I'll put up some rental companies on the thingy now who you can rent from. Most people do rent.
Yeah, especially when you first get here, unless you've got like loads of money behind you, they'll rent for a couple of months, and then once you've got a couple of paychecks under your belt, once you're confident with the roads, then it's really cheap to buy cars here. You know, depending on the make, it's probably quite a bit cheaper than it would be where you're from. Super easy to insure, very cheap, because here you can only claim for the damage. And obviously to run them and maintain them, it's really cheap.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
we'll go over petrol stations, but before that, so you can use your UK passport, your UK driving license and passport. Yeah. Obviously, you can't drive the car unless you don't have it driving. But when you get your Emirates ID, you need to get a driving license. So you have to go and get a driving license from the Al Manara Centre.
I mean, that costs.
How much did it cost?
I think. I can't remember actually.
It was like 1,000 dirham, I'm sure. It was like 200
something like that.
Around 200 pounds, and they make it there and then. They make your driving license for you.
And then they print it off and give it to you.
You have to do an eye test. It's basically just so that you got a driving license that is
valid in the UAE.
Yes. And
so if
only when you get your Emirates ID.
Yeah, and if you have a UK, US or Australian driving license, you won't have to do another test.
And petrol stations, that was the next one. I think that's going to be the last one from this. So
yeah.
there is like, you know how you would shop around in the UK, because one
like
petrol station costs
Tesco's,
like 20 pence more per litre than another one, like depending on where you live. Well, petrol is cheap here, but it's the same everywhere. The main petrol stations are
ENOC, in Dubai, ENOC and Emirat, and then you also get ADNOC as well, and there's one or two others. But yeah, basically they're huge chain petrol stations. They're all pretty much the same. They all have like a little convenience store inside, similar to what you'd get in the UK, but they have a whole deli area, similar to a welcome break or a services. Every petrol station is lit. I love the petrol stations here. Yeah, and also, oh my god, the biggest thing to get used to, gas attendants. Like, you don't have to get out your car. You just turn your car off. They're like, you'd say special or super, which is like normal and expensive. And you just say full or half full, whatever you want to say. And they do it. And they just do it, yeah. It's crazy, yeah, it's crazy. So that's it on cars, right? We're going to go into Dubai Garden Centre now, and we're just going to take you around on the rest of our day, kind of vlog style, kind of letting you know, giving you Dubai tips. Yeah, just being a bit nebby. Woo! Hi everybody, as you can see, the BTS meal adverts are just on the road, and Jake has just given me a really cool fact. So reportedly the introduction of the BTS meal has increased international footfall by 12%. So just bear in mind how much money McDonald's makes already. What 1% of McDonald's international footfall would be. Actually, pause, we're going to Google it and come back to you. Some quick research, we are back, and 68 million a day, was it?
is there... McDonald's worldwide feeds 68 million people a day.
On average. Yeah.
On average. So that's an extra 8 million people a day because of the BTS meal, which is just chicken nuggets and 2 special sauces. If I am right, I will not be trying it. Will
Why
you?
not?
But because it's just chicken nuggets.
I don't really like... well, we don't really have McDonald's unless we're hungover, so...
Forgot last 2 points on driving as we were driving. We are going to get our shopping now, but I'm just going to quickly go through the last 2 driving points. Actually, first, look at the marina. Look at how cool this is to drive up to. So this is the top of the marina, closest to Media City, but closest to downtown. And this is JLT, Jumeirah Lake Towers, Dubai Marina. This is the expensive side, and then further down the bottom is the less expensive side, so to say. But this never is not cool to drive past. Like, it's awesome.
It's cooler at night. See if you can find a video from when we were at Paros.
Yeah, so good at beautiful on the night time, but beautiful, stunning. A lot of people, we'll talk about that later, about like living places. But okay,
yeah. Well,
quickly,
that's a whole nother video.
The last 2, yeah, that's true. But the last 2 points are there are tolls on the road, especially, well, when you use the A11, that's the main road, the A11, which is the, what's it called?
Sheikh Zayed Road.
Sheikh Zayed Road, the A11, that's the main one. Then you've got the Al Khail, which is the next one, which is the E44? And then you've got the Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road, which is the E611.
And then behind that you've got another one.
So those are the 3 main roads. But the A11 has tolls. A toll is 4 dirham, I believe, which is 80 pence. So if you are commuting from like
the marina to downtown,
it's about £1.50 a day for the toll road.
Yeah.
So, but if you take the other roads, they don't have them, it's just this one. And the last one is Google Maps and Waze. Google Maps works here, but when you first get here, it's very confusing. Once you kind of understand the roads more, like the east and west, and you just know how the roads start to work, like you have to drive away from things sometimes to get to where you want to go. Very confusing. Waze is much more user-friendly, but I personally use Google Maps just because I prefer it and I understand it now.
Yeah, but when you first get here, do use Waze, although it will smash your battery. It just gets you more used to the roads, and then maybe after a while switch to Google Maps again.
We are currently at Festival Plaza. Is it called Festival Plaza? Yeah. It's like a little mall south of Dubai Marina to do our shopping. We need to go to IKEA, so there's an IKEA here, which is very good. And we're just doing our weekly shop. We usually do it on Kibsons. They deliver. It's very good, amazing quality, really good value.
You just have to remember to do it in advance.
Yeah, so. It's free delivery. You can get it delivered same day. It's genuinely the best thing in the world. The other main shops are Spinneys, which is Waitrose.
But there is also Waitrose as well.
And Kibsons is Sainsbury's. Carrefour is another shop,
similar
which
to
is
Morrison's,
it's kind of like a Costco. It kind of has Costco vibes.
Costco.
And then what's the one? Choithrams. Choithrams is
actually Tesco.
Is Tesco.
Yeah.
So, but it's kind of not. If you buy a lot of like name brand products, you are going to be spending a lot of money in Dubai on your food shop. The normal products like your milks, cheeses, and vegetables and stuff are like pretty similar prices to back home, but name brand products are very expensive here. We haven't really ate today, so we've just grabbed some Lulu sushi for lunch. It's so good.
It's another life hack.
It's from Lulu Hypermarket, and all of this sushi cost about £7.50-ish, £8. So for God's sake. So yeah, look at all of that, £8 in total.
And
for
it's
like
fresh, made in store. It's not like Tesco sushi or anything, where it's like delivered on a truck that morning. There's literally a sushi counter there that's making it.
Blink your eyes.
blink.
Do I have to blink again?
Ooh.
We just did a random filter that was completely random, but we won, surprisingly.
But,
we just did a little game, and you had to blink, and you got matched to a random drink, and then they just give you vouchers.
Buy one get one free Dunkin'.
Yeah. can't complain.
Loads of people end up moving over here, and because the jobs are genuinely so, like, they involve, like, you can't just go to Tesco and get a meal deal and be sorted, which is, or the Morrison's meat food counter, like, it just, there is things like that, but it's just not the same as back home. So a lot of people,
it's not accessible either. Like, if you work in a tower in Business Bay, like, realistically your option is Spinneys or like some kind of like food chain, and basically a lot of people end up relying on Deliveroo and takeaways, because Deliveroo is relatively cheap, and Careem actually will go, this is an interesting, this might even be another one.
The best place to order food from, in my opinion, is Talabat.
That's my opinion as well now.
Ooh, and then you've got Deliveroo, you know the drill, you know how that works. You've also got Careem, which doubles as a taxi app, which brings me on to another point. Get Careem, not Uber, because Uber costs more here, and you want Careem. You order a Careem, it will be 12 dirham minimum, like £2.50 minimum, but you're probably going to be going further than that anyway. And you can pay on the app. It's just like Uber, but it's cheaper. So get Careem when you move here. I am so sorry, but ignore my tongue because it's got like coffee on it. But I thought that you would probably benefit from having some numbers. Say hi.
Hello. Yeah, just doing a little bit of maths.
So I pay for restaurants and going out 99% of the time, and groceries. I'm in charge of that. That's my thing to pay for. We don't have a budget for these kind of things because they're like something we're incredibly passionate about. We both love food, and it's not something we want to restrict in any which way, shape or form. So I just went on my bank statement the past couple of months, and it averages out on restaurants is £400 to £600 is spent a month, and on groceries £400 to £600 is spent per month. So it averages out that on food and entertainment, like brunches and meals out and like restaurants and drinks, we spend between £800 to £1,200 a month between us. So that's like £400 to £600 each, which I don't really have anything to compare that against, because that's just what we...
Yeah, so obviously it was a lot more than we would have spent in Newcastle, but we've both got full-time jobs, and I believe that's comparable to London. You know, £125 each a week. It's actually not bad at all, considering how much we work. And
I think that we probably spent, actually between us, I think we probably spent around a half of that in Newcastle. I think our weekly food shop was
per year.
But anyway, so that's kind of a good... No, you went the right...
I've gone the right way.
Woohoo! This is a little quick overview of the food shop. This literally all costs £79, 411 dirham. It's actually kind of disgusting, but the main price was in these. So these all told came to about £30. So take that off. The rest of this was 50. Still not that great, to be honest, but some cleaner, which was £3. I think these sweets are £3, but we had to get them because they're like Crayola, like hello, Crayola sweets, doesn't sound safe. Then all of our veggies and fresh stuff as well. All of this is really cheap, the veggies, apart from, well, the fruit. That's about £1.50, about £1.50. Actually, these were about £2. This was about £1.20 when these are like 40 pence in the UK. Cheese, about £1.50 as well. That's about £2.50, £3. These cans of pop, 50 pence. These were about £2.50, £3. These 20 pence. The buns, I think about £1. These enchilada kits, £3. But all of this for £80. So quick outfit change as we have just arrived home, but Jake has just done all of the math on our personal decent one-bed apartment in JVC, just as an average, so that you can kind of like understand all of the different things that go into it. Yeah,
so it's a good size, and it's important to remember that we got ours part furnished. So we had all the appliances, but we had to provide our own furniture. So, you know, this might be slightly different for you. But our rent is 55k in 6 checks for 12 months, and then we got 2 months free. So if we just count it as 12 months, because you're most likely to get 12 months. So you have to pay an initial 5% deposit, and that's for an unfurnished property. If it's a furnished property, it'll be a 10% deposit. So for us, it was 2.6K or 2,600 dirham. The broker fee will normally be 5K minimum or 5% of the total contract value. So obviously it was 5K. The DEWA deposit, so the electricity and water, was 2,000 dirham. That's refundable. A DO, so Wi-Fi here is either Etisalat or DO. So we had to pay a 350 dirham refundable deposit there. Our Luta, so the gas deposit, was 1.5K. And depending on your area, any other extra service will normally be 1.5. So, you know, if it's Emicall or Empower, different services, normally about 1.5K, and you'd only normally have one of those. And then finally, there's just an admin fee, Ijari, for 222 dirham. And that's just basically registering you legally as the tenant in that property. You have to have an Ijari. Without an Ijari, you can't get DEWA, DO, Luta, anything else like that. And that's super easy to do. I can do another video on that if you like. So as total, for the initial outlay, we had to have 11,700 dirham plus 9,000, so the first check of our 6. So that works out to roughly £4,100. About a third of that, a third of that is refundable. So, sorry, a quarter. So about £1,000 of that we will get back because it was deposits. And I also worked it out monthly. So monthly we pay 600 for DEWA. So that includes electricity and water and Dubai municipality.
And air conditioning.
Yeah, so for us that includes aircon as well. We pay roughly 400 for Wi-Fi, but it's really good. It's like 5G in the house.
And I work from home.
Yeah, and you work from home. About 50 dirhams, so £10 a month for gas, which is super cheap.
So good.
Yeah, especially compared to the UK. And then obviously per month, our rent works out at 4,500 if you go in off of a 12-month contract. So in total, that's 5,500 dirham a month, which works out to £1,100. Okay?
Between two people.
Between two people. It's a really nice big apartment. Yeah, so that's kind of like decent level.
Average, good.
One bed, good for two people.
Like nice average, like not wasting any money here, like good value. Yeah. Hello everybody, Jake is currently cleaning my skates so that we can go sunrise skating tomorrow. He's the best. But I thought that we would leave this right here. No, I haven't answered everything in the whole wide world, but
yeah. there'll be other videos. Obviously I'm gonna do like a specific one on property,
but I really wanted to get like a bit more information, a bit more content out in the easiest way I knew how, which was vlogging, because do not have the time to sit and plan and and didn't want to like drag this out. This will be really easy to just edit and pop up. So yeah, thank you for watching. Yeah,
thank you, and let us know if there's anything else you want talked about.
Tell us what you want. Woo, we love you.
Love you.
Bye.